Thank you. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, how are you? Good, nice, all right. So yeah, I could ask where the weed smokers are tonight, but that's kind of boring. What about harder stuff, huh? What about heroin? Where are my heroin users at tonight, huh? Anybody? Let's hear it. No? All right, that's fine. That's normally what happens. I expect that. Weed, woo, heroin. No, I shouldn't joke though. I had my own drug problem that I got over not too long ago. Crack was mine for like a year. Big into crack, really. Until eventually I had to quit though because I couldn't stand the taste of penis. Yeah. God, it's the worst, right, ladies? And you know, statistically, men, right? God. I should explain. Like I was smoking weed with a friend of mine, and he says to me, "Hey, do you want to try crack?" And like every idiot who's ever been asked that question before, I was like, all right. So I went to his dealers, and what I didn't know at the time is that he didn't have any money on him. So when you get there, he just starts blowing this dude, and I was like, whoa, that's how this works? I didn't know. I wasn't prepared. And I was kind of bummed, you know, because I mean, first of all, that's not how I saw my first time going down. It's not. And also, I really didn't want to go second. You know, I mean, he's tired. I probably suck at this. The crying's not helping anybody. This is... Oh. Then not too long ago, I found out you can buy crack. Do you guys know this? Whew. Egg on my face, right? Well, you know. I don't know. It's good trying new things, though. It is. It's good. That's how you learn about yourself. Trying new things. Like last week, I took a yoga class, first time. And guys, I didn't know. I did not know that I could roll my eyes that many times in like an hour. It was unbelievable. She's like, you know, just feel the light, leave your fingertips. Oh my God. Just really let the universe speak to you, you know? There are no accidents. Oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, I mean, some things you don't need to try to know you're gonna suck at, right? I mean, you know yourself. Like, I know myself well enough to know that if I were to try a standing backflip right now, I break my nose. That's what would happen. You know, I don't need to try a threesome to know that that'd be too much. It's too much for me. It's too much to keep track of. You know, because like, it is. I mean, sex for men, first of all, is way more complex than it is for women. I'm sorry, but it is. I mean, making a guy come, how hard is it really? I mean, it's like digging a hole. You know, you do the same thing over and over again. And eventually you're done. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's God's work you're doing, truly. But it's not a complex task. I mean, you can get really creative with it if you want. You can use like a little tiny shovel, take your time with it. Hell, you can come back, you can take a break, come back later and finish. But you know two things going in. A, if you keep at it, you're gonna finish. And B, it's gonna look a lot like the last hole you dug. It's not, they don't change. Making a woman come, it's like trying to land a jumbo jet that you've never flown before. You know, you got all these switches and dials staring back at you. Each one's in a slightly different place than it was the last time. You see this button? That wasn't there before. Like, what should I do? Should I touch it? Should I touch the button? I don't know. There's so much to keep track of. You gotta make sure your landing gear's down, your flaps are doing whatever flap. I don't know, I'm not a pilot. And you know, sometimes even when you think everything's going great, right? You're on your final approach, inches from the runway, the tower still waves you off, makes you take another pass at it. You're like, that's fine, but FYI, we are dangerously low on fuel up here, okay? One way or another, this flight's over in 2 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should talk me down. God, and like two at once, it's just too much. It's too awkward. I hate awkward situations. Awkward situations are my kryptonite. And I've come to discover that awkwardness is my default position. All things being equal, that's how I'm gonna feel. Like, I'd be awkward at my own birthday party. You know, a room full of my closest friends and family, I'm just like, oh, God, I hope everybody has something to talk about. I was saying goodbye a couple months ago to a friend of mine, and she was like a new friend. Like, we hadn't known each other that long. So I didn't know if we were hugging friends yet. So we're saying goodbye, and I'm just standing there because I don't know what to do next, and she hasn't made a move, so I'm like stuck in this weird like Teddy Ruxpin, like I don't know what to do with my arms. Like, are we shaking hands? And then we end up high-fiving for some reason. And for the rest of the night, all I can think is, why did you don't high-five another adult at a bar? Not that you're watching sports or I don't know. But I think I'm getting better. I do. I had this situation happen to me not too long ago. I was at my gym and I went to the bathroom, and the way it works is like there's like a little vestibule of lockers, and then right next to it is where the bathroom is. And so I walk in, and all right, it's a men's room, so okay, a man, stark naked, head to toe. That's fine. I expect that. I will say it was on purpose though. Like he had a towel right next to him. He didn't care. He was cheating out, if anything, really. But if he's confident, that's his business. But I went and I started to go to the bathroom, and I kind of looked back at him, and he starts to get dressed. And now when you're you're out of the shower, you're getting dressed for the first time, what's the first thing you put on? Underwear, right. Yeah. Pretty much everybody, I think, would start with underwear, right? Like, maybe if you're commando, you go straight to the pants. But regardless, you're gonna address the lower hemisphere first, and then work up. Not this guy. Now this cowboy over here, he decides his shirt is what's most important. And, not an undershirt, not a sweatshirt, button down. Yeah, we're gonna be here a while, I guess is what I'm saying. And something about like the absurdity of what he's doing, it shorted a circuit in my head because I could not look away. I mean, normally, like when you accidentally see a penis, you kind of look away immediately, and then you kind of glance back for a second, like, was that really a penis? Yeah, okay, it was, I'm sorry. I'm always weirdly apologetic about it too, it doesn't matter where I am. But no, I mean, I'm staring at him, and I'm watching him go through all these buttons, and then he gets to the last one, and two things happen. One, I realize, hey, I'm staring at a half-nude man. Not the safe half, either. No, I am locked in. And the second thing happened is he looked up. He looked up and we made eye contact. And you know those moments like you share like with another human being where you know that one of you probably should say something? You know, like you could be sharing an elevator with a stranger, and then they'll have to talk because you haven't said anything yet. And you're like, 3 more floors, I'd have been out of your life forever. But yeah, I guess it is hot today. You're right. I hate you for forcing this on me. But no, like, we looked at each other, and he opened his mouth like he was gonna speak, and so I decided, very coolly, I think, I looked him right in the eye, and I said, no! No! And then I ran out. I wasn't done. Didn't matter. I wasn't going to stay there for like another minute. He couldn't follow me. He didn't have pants. What's he going to do? So I saw this commercial not too long ago for shingles, the disease, and not roofing shingles or anything. And it wasn't for shingles. It was about shingles. It wasn't like suggesting you out and get yourself some hey, if you like chicken pox, you're gonna love. No, it was about shingles, and like this guy is giving a testimony about this one time when he had shingles. And at the end of it, he says, "I wouldn't have wished this on my worst enemy." And it made me think about it, because sometimes you'll see that like on on local news, like if a flight gets stranded on the runway for too long, they'll interview the people coming off, and inevitably some old woman will come off like, "I wouldn't have wished this on my worst enemy." And I think, I don't think you guys understand how worst enemies are supposed to work. Like, this is a piddly ass shit you're not gonna wish on your worst enemy, travel delays and shingles? Well, I wish shingles on somebody who parks too close to my car, and that was too hard to get out. Not impossible, just like a real pain in the ass. You gotta back up like 5 times. I'm like, fuck this guy, I hope he gets shingles. I wish death on somebody who drives in a way I mildly disapprove of. If they're going too slow in the fast lane, die now. And I mean it. Right then, I do. And also, who has a worst enemy? I'm 32 years old. I've yet to acquire a nemesis. Not once. I've met a lot of people, and some of them I don't like, but nobody's been foiling me at every turn. Like, things don't work out for me. I'm just shake my fist in the air like, Jeffrey! Son of a bitch. No, who is this woman? She's not James Bond. She's a 59-year-old white lady who lives in the suburbs. If she has a worst enemy at all, it's just another middle-aged white suburban lady whose yard is just a little bit nicer than hers. She's just peering at her from between the blinds like, that goddamn Beverly, look at her. What do you think she spent on those azaleas? I don't know, but I fucking hate that cunt, I do. Oh, but I wouldn't want her to get shingles. God, no. You're the worst. And thanks a lot, guys, that's my time. Thanks for coming out.